Patience, everyone out there in the digital worlds of YouTube and Facebook and on SeemShalom.com for your patience. We were just schmoozing too hard. We forgot. Um, so now we are apparently live all over the internet. So I was just saying, welcome to everybody. Rabbi Sherry just asked me what my day is like usually. I have great days. I have a couple different jobs. I get to ride my scooter along the beach. I live about 10 minutes from the beach, and so a 10-minute walk, and so I get to go to the beach whenever I want, which, I'd like to do it more often than I get to do it, but it's lovely. I just walked home. I was at a friend's house for Shabbat dinner across the city, and I walked home. It took about an hour. And even though it was like midnight, the city was full of people. And not just, people going out nightclubbing. It was full of nightclub and young people, but also full families of religious Jews who went out for Shabbat dinner, had no way to get back except walk. So it's a lovely cross section of people out at midnight on a Friday in Tel Aviv. It's really fun. All kinds of life going on. So yeah,
Cool.
thanks for asking,
Thank you.
Rabbi. Yeah. Um, let's see. Rabbi Shush is here, and let me see. Rabbi Blaine is texting me to make sure we're good. We are good, Rabbi Blaine. You're welcome to join us if you like. And Rabbi Shush, I see you were
Hi.
unmuted. Hi, how are you?
Oh. Just got all my music together, finished dinner, got my music together, tuned up, warmed up. I'm okay.
Oh, excellent.
I'm a little tired, but I'm
Oh,
great.
really?
I'm great.
Well,
It's
you wouldn't
okay.
know. You always have that classic Carson family energy.
Why, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah. I got a surprise yesterday that anyone who was at Minyan with us yesterday found out about. I got a phone call from Rabbi Ruthie saying, "Hi, you've got a 6 minute warning." I said, "What? Do we have a Zoom meeting I missed?" She said, "No, I'm on the street right before your house." And she showed up because next week's my birthday and she knew I was going to be out of town. She drove 3.5 hours and brought dinner for my family and a fresh warm challah and warm hugs and pulled up next to me and helped me lead Ma'ariv. It was
Wow.
so beautiful. So, so beautiful. I
What?
know.
What a gift, Rabbi
I'm,
Ruthie.
yeah, yeah. Selfless.
That's a good
Selfless.
that's a good rabbi and a good friend.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, talk amongst yourselves. It's all good.
Okay. Well, speaking of Rabbi Ruthie, I haven't heard back from you and I just want to know because of you might have missed my messages, but would you like to lead Ahavat Olam tonight? Um, yeah? Okay. And also maybe a brief meditation, 45, 60 seconds before we begin on
All right.
intent.
So is my microphone working now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So this new Zoom thing and whatever. I made a mess with my
It's all good.
system. So, all right. I'm working.
So you're good for Ahavat Olam and a brief meditation intention setting before we begin? Okay. Cool. Thank you, Rabbi. All right. Anyone else have a story or a joke or something like that they'd like to share? Something about their week they want to bring into services?
I can share something.
Sure, Kimberly.
Okay, so Rabbi Elias, I know that you know, and maybe some other people know too, that I got a kidney transplant. And so I have recovered so well that I've been accepted as an athlete for the Transplant Games of America, and I will be I will be competing this summer in the Transplant Games.
Wow, Mazel
On
Mazel
the
tov.
Tov.
It's on the United States Armed Forces transplant team, so I'm really excited. Thank,
Wow.
thank you.
What a recovery. That's
What are you
amazing.
competing in, Kimberly? Which
I'm going to
event?
be doing volleyball,
Wow.
table tennis, Okay, so I'm a volleyball team, badminton and table tennis, and then I'll also be doing something called Lyrics for Life, where I will be a semifinalist.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
That
Wonderful.
sounds where so is this something we can watch? Is this going to be airing on any television channel?
So, I don't know where it will air. It is in Denver, Colorado,
Hmm.
and you can see the one that was in Alabama 2 years ago because it's only every 2 years. The one that was in Alabama looked like it may have been live before I watched it. It's on YouTube, so I don't have
Oh.
all the ins and outs about where it will air this summer. I will
Well,
get back to you guys.
please do. If it's YouTube, that's even better because we can all, it's
Yes.
we can all find it there. Wow.
Thank you guys for your support.
Absolutely. Now we have teams now. Who knew Sim Shalom would have athletic teams, but now we are, if not official sponsors of the volleyball and table tennis teams at the transplant games, we are spiritual sponsors for sure. So, um, yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Kimberly. And welcome back, Molly, Erev Tov.
Shabbat
Molly
shalom.
also has a puppy. You have what's your puppy's name?
Latka.
Latka.
And Latka is still sick, but she is no longer with me. I sent her to a better equipped foster mom.
Wow.
But we
Well,
can
good.
still do a Mishaberach for her.
Absolutely. We will remember Latka for the Mishaberach tonight.
Yes.
And good on you, and thank you for being a foster mom for dogs out there. It's a very important role. So thank you for that. And we'll miss you, Latka, but you'll be here in spirit, and we'll continue praying for you.
They're
If you're watching the recording, Latka, you just know that you're in our hearts.
yeah. They're working on getting me another one.
Oh,
Another
good.
another foster.
Excellent. I know someone who just adopted her foster dogs, adopted them out, um, and it's a very, very meaningful, very special thing to do.
It as far as I'm concerned, it's holy work.
Yes.
Um, and I'm not giving up.
Wow. Good. I'm really happy to hear that. We need more people who do that. I want to say welcome to Rudolph in Germany, Erev Tov Rudolph. It's nice to see you. And Ellen Friedman, Erev Tov Ellen Friedman in Ohio, Erev Tov, Shabbat Shalom. How's it going? Good, good. And I saw someone else just came in too, but everything gets switched up sometimes, so I lose track. Um, okay. Well, um, let's see. We are live streaming. We are ready to go. Tonight we have a lovely service. Actually, before we begin the service, I wanted to tell Cantor Jacob and I discovered something, which I knew from a while ago, but it reappeared because I sent Cantor Jacob some lines of Torah that I was asking him to lay tonight. And he says, "What are you talking about, Rabbi? That's next week's Parsha." I said, "Oh, that's so funny. You know why that is? It's actually both right. Because in the rest of the world, tonight in New York, in Florida, in Ohio, tonight is Parshat Naso. But actually, here we are doing next week's Parsha already. Because in Israel, Shavuot is 1 day, and in the diaspora, Shavuot is 2 days. And when Shavuot happens to coincide with 2 days on Shabbat, as it did this year, you do the reading for Shavuot and not for the official Parsha Torah reading. And that is because, now this is how ancient this tradition is and how much we love tradition and the way things are, that in the old days, you would have to learn from Jerusalem when exactly the sliver of the moon appears, and that would tell you when the new month began. And that it would take a long time for that information to go from Jerusalem out to the hinterlands. And so when we started living far away from Jerusalem, it became very hard to know exactly when the king decided, did the day start on this day? Did the day start on that day? And so just to be safe, the rabbis decided, okay, we'll have 2 days, 2 days of Shavuot, because Shavuot happens a certain number of days, 49 days after Pesach, and Pesach is determined by law to happen on a certain day. So, and that rule as that was actually no longer valid. It didn't need to happen after I think the 300s. Rabbi Sherry, you probably know better than I do. In the 300s CE, Common Era.
Something
Is
like
that
that.
right?
I think so. I'm not positive.
In any case, we came up with a system, but nonetheless, even though we know now pretty well when the new moon is, we still, for tradition's sake, if you're in the diaspora, Shavuot is 2 days, and if it goes over Shabbat, then you do the Shavuot parsha reading instead of the regular parsha reading. And for that reason, for a few weeks, we are reading different parshot in Israel versus the rest of the world. Long explanation to say, Cantor and I were both right. I was right for here. He was right for the rest of the world. Tonight we'll be reading from Parshat Naso. Okay, now that I've put you all to sleep, welcome to SeemShalom.com. Welcome, Erev Tov, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. I'm very happy to see everyone. I'm not Rabbi Steve. I am Rabbi Elias. Rabbi Steve and family are vacationing right now, and we wish them lots of fun in the sun and sandy between your toes and good family time while we continue the Shabbat services here. I'd like to welcome everyone back, Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom. I think I've said hello to everyone already, so I don't believe that. I just want to say again, Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to welcome Rabbi Ruthie tonight to begin our service with a little bit of a meditation and an intention setting, and then on to Rabbi Shush. So, Rabbi Ruthie, where is Rabbi Ruthie? There you are. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'd like you to sit up, but put your hands on your lap. Relax your body. And close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine yourself climbing to the top of the mountain. The air is getting thinner, and pretty soon you're dancing on the clouds. They're swirling about you. The sun is setting, and the clouds are turning orange and purple. Breathe in. Breathe out. Because when we get to the top of the mountain, our prayers will touch God. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're at the top now. The air is sweet, and the stars are twinkling below. Breathe in. Breathe out. And share your prayers with God. Shabbat Shalom.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael אני תפילתי, לך אדוני את רצון, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, הנני במרשך. אלוהים ברוב חסדך, הנני באמת ישך. כי אשמרה שבת, ישמרני, כי אשמרה שבת, ישמרני, אותי ליומי עד בינו וביני, אותי ליומי עד בינו וביני, כי אשמרה שבת, ישמרני, כי אשמרה שבת, ישמרני, אותי ליומי עד בינו וביני, אותי ליומי עד בינו וביני, בינו וביני. Let's bring the light of Shabbat to our eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. שבת שלום. May the Lord protect and defend you. May God always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Yisrael a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen us, O Lord. Keep us from the stranger's way. May God bless you and grant you long life. May the Lord fulfill our Sabbath prayers for you. May God make you good husbands and wives. May God send you loved ones who will care for you. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor us, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you to Rabbis Ruthie and Rabbi Shush for beginning our service so beautifully. We now continue welcoming the angels, the messengers of peace, into our community. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi melech malachei hamelechim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamelechim hakadosh baruch hu. Bachuni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamelechim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzeitzem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamelechim hakadosh baruch hu. For the Chadudi, I'd like to invite Cantor Jacob Malcolm.
Lecha dodi likrat kahala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kahala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor bezakor b'dibor echad hishmianu. El Kameyuchad Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad L'Shem Utiferet Ve'elitila Lechadodi Likrakala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechadodi Likrakala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Bo shalom ateret bala gam v'simcha utzecha la tochemune am segula bo ikala lecha dodi likrakala pene shabbat nekabela lecha dodi Mikrakala Pene Shabbat Nekabela.
Thank you, Cantor Jacob. We now begin our Tehillim section, our psalms, the poems and songs of our past generations that are still relevant, still with us all the time. I will sing Rabbi Blaine's melody of Psalm 95. Lechu neranana, la Adonai. Lechu neranana, la Adonai. Let us sing to Adonai. Let us rejoice in our Creator. Let us greet God with thanksgiving, singing psalms of praise. Lechu neranana, la Adonai. Bring back Rabbi Shush.
Yasher Koach, that was really beautiful. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz. Shirul Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. עבדו את השם בשמחה, עבדו את השם בשמחה, בוא לפניו בננה, לפניו בננה. עבדו את השם בשמחה, עבדו את השם בשמחה, בוא לפניו בננה, לפניו בננה. יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה. עבדו את השם בשמחה, עבדו את השם בשמחה, ולפניו בננה, לפניו בננה. יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו, ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד, המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. אור יום ולילה, גוללו מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומביא יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. קיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rabbi Shush. I'd like to invite Rabbi Ruthie Levy for Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot hukim mishpatim otanu lemadeta Aken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam ba'ed ki chem hayenu ve'orech yameinu uvachem negeh yomam v'layla tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotefot beinenecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We come to our song of freedom and redemption. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha neda b'chodesh norat tehilot osefele norat tehilot osefele malchutecha u'banecha okeyam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze Elianu ve'ameru ze Elianu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai Gal Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Ufos Aleinu Sukkot Shalom Echa. Spread over us a sukkah, a shelter of your peace. Ufos Aleinu Sukkot Shalom Echa. Yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, 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 yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, lalai, lalai. Ushmor tzedkenu uvoenu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai shomer Yisrael la'ad. V'shamru bnei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And back to our cantor Jacob for the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash me rabba, ve'alma divrach hirute, v'amlich malchute, v'chayechonu v'yomechon, u'kayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'imru, amen. Yehesh me rabba mevorach, leolam ulal meomaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbar, v'yitrom, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shmei kudusha, brichu. Le'elam yinko berkata v'shirata, tush bekata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma, v'imru, amen.
Amen. That leads us to our Amida, our standing prayer. Please rise in body or in spirit. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agite hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, וזוכר השתי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר משיח מגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכל חיים וחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, בנאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. Please continue silently for a moment.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ועל כל יושבי תבל אמרו amen. May the one who makes peace in the high places make peace on us, on the people Israel and all the people of the world. And let us say amen.
Amen. Thank you, rabbis. Thank you, Cantor. I want to say hello to some of the people who have come in since the beginning. I want to say Shabbat Shalom to Ziona, to Sue Bowers, to Marvin Gruber, and Saskia, for whom it is clearly winter. Shabbat Shalom, Saskia. And to Diana, to everyone, Shabbat Shalom. And Jeff and Lynn, Erev Tov, and Shabbat Shalom, Jeff and Lynn. I'd like to invite our poet laureate now, Doc Janning, to read his poem of the week. Thank you, Doc. Let me get this up for you.
Thank you. Israel, an ancient land, a sacred land, a crossroad, a land of caring, a land of hope, a land of life. Israel, Olam v'mayim, earth and water, Ruach v'lachav, wind and flame. Israel, a land of light, a beacon in a sea of darkness, a source of knowledge and healing. Israel, seeking peace, defending its people, imperfect but learning, growing, thriving. Israel, not just the land, its people, each an individual, yet each a part of the whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Janning. Thank you for being our poet. Beautiful poetry. Leads us perfectly into our Torah service tonight. I'd like us to imagine a giant ark, a cabinet that contains the most beautiful ornamentation, pieces of which every one of us has contributed to the building of. And up on the bima with me are Rabbi Shush and Rabbi Sherry, Rabbi Ruthie, and Cantor Jacob. Cantor Jacob will be laning for us tonight a beautiful part of the Torah that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, and Rabbi Shush will be sharing with us a Devar Torah, and as well as another blessing. So, rabbis, I'd like to invite you to the Bima. Rabbi Shush Carson, if you will, open the ark for us.
ויהי בנצוארם, ויאמר משה, קומה אדוני, ויפוצו אויביך, וינוסו משנאיך מפניך, כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים, ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו.
Just like that, the ark is opened, and the light of our ancestors and of our love for one another and for all living creatures, life itself, opens itself to us, and we are reminded of the oneness of all. I'd like to invite Rabbi Sherry to take a Torah out of the ark, and rabbis, whenever you're ready.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadelu Adonai iti, uneramema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula, v'hagevura, v'hatiferet, v'hanetzak, v'hahod. Ki cho b'shamayim uvaret, ki cho b'shamayim uvaret. Lecha Adonai lemit לממלכה ונתנשא לכל ראש.
And I hope everyone felt the winds of the rabbis and the Torahs going around the synagogue. I hope you got a chance to press your siddur or your hand to it and kiss and become part of the dance of life. And now for the Aliyah, I would like to welcome Joanne Hall. I'm springing this on you, but Turtle Saviors get their own Aliyah tonight, I would say. Do you feel comfortable with that? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just did. But is that okay?
What would I be reading? As long as it's English, I'm good.
Of course there's English. This is Sim Shalom. We create peace. So there's English right here. If you don't want to, if you're uncomfortable with the tune, all you have to do is read it, and then Rabbi Sherry, Cantor Jacob, who is reading tonight, will read this part, and then you read these 4 lines down here. Okay?
Okay.
So we're starting here.
Baruch atah Adonai Amvarah.
Cantor.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed.
And back to you, Joanne.
Baruch Adonai Amvarah Le'elam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar banu mikol hamamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Let's hear it for Joanne Hall, everybody.
Amen. Beautiful.
Amen.
Amen to me.
Now, Cantor Jacob, if you would, whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. Amen. Vayodaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el Aaron ve'el banav lemor. Ko tivarachu et b'nei Yisrael amor lahem. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha yuhunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Yasha Koach, well done. And for the second half, I would like to invite Rudolph in Germany. Would you like to do the second half of the Aliyah tonight, Rudolph?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet I lost the line. V'chayai olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasha Koach, thank you to everyone who has participated, who is participating. This is what Sim Shalom's all about. Now I'd like everyone to have a seat except for Rabbi Shush Carson. Please, whenever you're ready, Rabbi.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. In 1979, archaeologist Gabriel Barkay was examining ancient burial caves at Ketef Hinnom, just outside the walls of Jerusalem, in the area now occupied by the Menachem Begin Heritage Center. A 13-year-old boy assisting Barkay discovered a hidden chamber beneath the floor of one of the caves. Inside, the group uncovered nearly 1,000 ancient artifacts, including 2 tiny silver scrolls no more than an inch long. The scrolls were so fragile that it took 3 years to develop a method for unrolling them without causing them to disintegrate. When they were finally opened, the archaeologists discovered that they were kemayot, amulets, containing, among other sacred texts, the priestly blessing. Dated to the 6th century BCE, the period of Jeremiah, and the final days of the First Temple, these tiny scrolls are more than 400 years older than the Dead Sea Scrolls. They are therefore the oldest known biblical texts ever discovered. There is something profoundly moving about that. Of all the words preserved through fire, exile, destruction, and time, the oldest living surviving pieces of Jewish text are a blessing. In this week's Parsha Na'aso, we read the priestly blessing administered by the descendants of Aaron, the Birkat Kohanim, also known as the Nesiat Kapayim, the lifting of the hands, because the priests would raise their hands and chant, through which they would channel the divine blessing, and it would flow into the community. The blessing itself is carefully structured. The first line contains 3 words, the second 5, the third 7, 15 words in all. In Hebrew numerology, Gemara, 15 would ordinarily be written with a yud and a hey, letters that also form the divine name. So traditionally, the numbers written differently to avoid writing the name of the Holy One. So it's written Tet Vav, as in Tu Bishvat. Perhaps it's fitting, because this blessing itself becomes a kind of vessel for divine presence. The high priest, clothed in his sacred garments, did not create the blessing. He carried it. He became a conduit through which holiness could pass into the world. Adonai spoke to Moses just exactly what Cantor Jacob just read. Speak to Aaron and his sons. Thus you shall bless the people of Israel. Say to them, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May Adonai bless you and protect you. Sforno, one of the many rabbinic commentators, understood that this first blessing was a material blessing. Pirkei Avot, the blessing, the writings of our fathers, teaches en kemach en Torah. If there's no flour, there's no Torah. Without sustenance, without safety, without stability, it becomes very difficult to open ourselves up to holiness. Survival leaves little room for spiritual expansion. The blessing begins with the needs of the body, because Judaism understands that our spiritual lives are not separate from our human lives. Then comes the second blessing. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May Adonai shine divine light upon you and be gracious to you. Sforno teaches that this means, may God illuminate your eyes so you can recognize the goodness that surrounds you and understand that blessing flows continually through your life. Ibn Ezra, another of the rabbis, adds that this is a blessing of nearness, that when you call out, the Holy One hears you. If the first blessing is one of material well-being, the second one is of a spiritual awakening. It's the blessing of becoming aware that the divine spark that resides within each one of us and each other. The blessing of remembering that we are never separate from the source of life. And then comes the final blessing. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May Adonai lift up divine presence toward you and grant you peace. Not merely the absence of conflict, but shalom as wholeness, as completeness, harmony between the outer and the inner worlds. Sforno connects this verse to Psalm 36. For with you is the fountain of life, in your light do we see light. The commentators describe this peace as a kind of unbroken spiritual serenity, a life aligned with divine presence. There's a story told of a crowd gathered on a hill overlooking the sea, waiting for a great ship to pass by. Among them was a small child waving enthusiastically toward the distant vessel. One of the men nearby asked, "Why are you waving, young boy? The ship is so far away. How could the captain possibly see you among all these people?" And the child answered, "Because the captain is my father. He will be looking for me in the crowd." I think that this is what this blessing ultimately offers us. The hope that we're seen, that amidst the vastness of the world, amidst the crowds and the noise and the uncertainty, the Holy One knows us, not as strangers, not as anonymous souls lost in the multitude, but as beings who carry that divine spark within us. And perhaps the deepest blessing of all is this, to learn to recognize that that spark lives within ourselves, but also in one another. So before I end, I would like to take the opportunity to bless you. Those who regularly attend my Thursday night minyan are blessed with this every Thursday night, and we're last night. And I would like to take the opportunity to bless you with this evening. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with all that you need to thrive. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God see you face to face, and may you see God's face reflected in every face that you see. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's face shine upon you, and may you feel that connection to the divine that gives you a sense of wholeness and of peace. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Man, wow. What a powerful blessing. Going from 400 years before the Dead Sea Scrolls were written to right now at Sim Shalom, coming from Rabbi Shush Carson in East Tennessee. Same blessing, same purpose, same meaning. This is the continuity. This is the oneness that we've been praying about, that we've been talking about. And Rabbi Shush just incarnated it right in front of our eyes. So thank you, Rabbi. Thank you for that magic. Let us continue now while the Torah is still open with our prayers for healing. I'd like to invite everyone who has a name on their mind, on their heart, to write that name of someone who needs healing of body, healing of spirit, or healing of mind in the chat here on YouTube, here on Zoom, or on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching. We will read those names, and then together I will ask Rabbi Shush to lead us in a prayer for healing. So let me read these names here. From Cantor Jacob to Robert Epstein, from Kathleen, from Sue Bowers to her friend Marcus, and Bob's professor Robert, Sue's mother-in-law Dorothy, and safe travels for those who are attending the Hollywood Charity Horse Show this weekend. From Doc Janning to John and Carol Sanders, from Marcia de Avila to Esteban de Avila, from Rudolph to cousin Sylvia, all Sim Shalomers who are ill, Ellen Friedman, Ellen Rose, Joanne Hall with her family, Amy Handelay and Professor Gruber, Albert and his family, Ellen D. and all cancer patients, and all in Israel who need peace and healing. From Tomas Eliyahu to his son David ben Eliyahu. From Joanne Hall to Dave and Annie, Barbara and Joanne Hall, Jim Garlitz, Renee O'Leary, Tyler Tiveldi, Joanne Garrett, Sharon Day, and Sharon Carson. All Sim Shalomers are families and pets in need of healing. Albert Madison and family, Rabbi Sherry and her wife, Ellen Rose and Ellen Friedman, Rebecca Waters, and Rudolph's cousin Sylvia. From Julia and family, pray for the sick who are having a hard time and need help. From Molly to Molly Malman, as well as to Latka, from me. From Diana to her mother, Robin Woods, and friend Karen. From Sharon Jaffe to Eric and Gabe, John and Keith, Leanna and Dave. From Rabbi Sherry Joy to Shana Yafa bat Miriam Esther, Aliyah Leah bat Sarah, Sarah bat Sarah, Chaim Hillel ben Chai Bella, and Harav Slava Yehudit bat Etta herself. From Kathleen, for Ryan and Kira, Tibby, Amal Ibrahim herself, for Albert that he continues healing post-surgery, and for all suffering with the states of the world worldwide, and for Sim Shalom family, their pets and loved ones. From Kim Kraft, for all our dear rabbis and Sim Shalomers, including Joanne and Dave, Annie and Barbara, Ellen Rose and Ellen Friedman, Jeff and Lynn, Rudolph and Sylvia, Marvin and Howard, Rebecca, Michael and Grace, and a special blessing for Rabbi Blaine's daughter and her husband on their wedding. From Saskia to Albert Samuel, Paul Fitzgerald, Baron and Penny, Uncle Chris, beloved brother Gabriel and herself, all survivors of childhood trauma in the Jewish community of Australia. From Jeff and Lynn to Olivia, Evan, Anastasia, Lydia and Stephen, Lynn, Ukraine, Israelis, the IDF and IAF, Kim, and all Sim Shalomers. From the house of Abraham to Shaul C., Yehoshua C., Shaul C. and Yehoshua C., Rosie Adams, Anzora Solomon, Joe Granage, Hassani and Ajuba, Daisy Ross, Rashim and Kenya T., and all continuous prayers for those recovering from the effects of war, the homeless and the shut-in, and the Yeladim worldwide. From Sharon Jaffe to Robin and Kathy, Stephen, Ernie, Christina, Georgette, and all Sim Shalomers, and all in need of healing, as well as Stephen, Albert, and Valerie. From Ziona to Chava bat Elsa, Gila, Rena, Tzahora bat Liba, Zipporah bat Liba, Dina bat Sarah, Josh H., Beth Ann K., Dave K., Elizabeth bat Margaret, all who are unjustly imprisoned, all survivors of gun violence and war, including Eretz Yisrael and Ukraine, and all Sim Shalomers and their animals who are in need of refuah shlema. From Sharon to Ukraine and Israel, and all in detention centers. And from Tomas to all the injured people in Romania. And let me get the socials up here, just a moment. we have the list on Facebook. From Ellen Rose, to all those who are suffering physically and emotionally and spiritually around the world. To all Sim Shalomers, clergy and their families, friends, and pets in need of refuah shlema. To Brenda Bat Estelle, Chendar Neched Divinia, Gil Ben Clara, and Jenny Bat Juana. And from Barbara Kirsch, to all those in need of refuah shlema. Let us check on YouTube as well. Okay. From Ruth Regalado to Efigenia Cardenas, as well as herself. From Yadi Swift Arrow to Yaya, Yadi, Claudia, Sim Shalomers, and pets. And that is all we have on the socials. I would like to invite Rabbi Shush now for our prayer of healing. Amen. We begin to conclude with the Aleinu, for which I invite back Rabbi Sherry.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We remember those who passed away in this season in years past, or those who've passed away recently. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך יראה וימליך מלכותי, וחייכונו ויומכונו וחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומן ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלומה רבה מן שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Amen. Tonight we're going to go straight to the Adon Olam. Are you and Elvis up for Adon Olam tonight, Rabbi?
Yes, we are. I thought for sure we weren't going to be doing it, but I'll get us right back there.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay.
We have to show Jack and what's Patches. Jack and Patches and Marcia.
Adon Olam. העולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה וחפצה כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אחד ואין שני להמשלו להכפירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גולי וצורכב לי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא ואמרוכי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא יירא ואמרוכי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא יירא.
That was great. Thank you so much. So for those who don't know, every week Rabbi Sherry miraculously comes up with a new tune to do Adon Olam to. It's okay if you repeat sometimes, by the way. I think that
Thank you. I've gone
it's
over
a
100
lot.
now. I feel like I might be able to
You've
repeat.
done so many. And so we all like to guess in the chat. A lot of people got this one. This was a small world. That was wonderful, Rabbi. Thank you to everyone tonight for participating in this service. This was a really special one. I felt the kahila. I felt the kavanah. I just want to thank everyone for being here. Next week is going to be my last week of doing the weekly Friday night services. It's just not so feasible to do it all the time from Israel the way I have been. But I'm not going to be gone all the time. I'll be back on the 20th for ordination and from time to time. But I'll just be taking a little bit of a step back. But I'll miss you all very much, and I'll be here. I'll be here in spirit. I'll be here in behind the scenes in other ways. And I just want to thank all of you for being such a wonderful community. Thank you to the rabbis and the cantor and every single person here, all the dogs and all the cats and all the horses and all the turtles, and of course our poet in Ohio, and our rabbis. Wow, what a service! Thank you, rabbis and cantor. I hope everyone has a very peaceful Shabbat and a very loving Shabbat and remembers who you are, remembers the love that got you to be who you are, and just allow that into your life exactly the way Rabbi Shush described earlier tonight. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Erev Tov.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Elias.
Shabbat
Thank you,
shalom.
Rabbi Elias.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Night, everyone. Bye.
I can't believe that this is our last one until ordination. I
Well,
love
we
you.
have one. We have the next week, and then
Yeah, but
the
I'm
week
going to be
after.
gone next week.
Well, then there's the week after that too. The ordination
good.
is the 20th.
20th,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rabbi
Good.
Elias, we will miss you, but remember, we're not trying to hit you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Much appreciated. Good night, everybody.
Mm.
Good
Get some
night.
sleep.
Good night, Sue Bowers. Bye.
You know, that's loud, Sharon.
Good night, Sharon. Good night, Marvin. Good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night, all.
Good
Miss
night.
you.
All
Take
right, I'm
care
gonna
of
end
yourself,
now.
Rabbi
Bye, Latoya.
Elias.
Thank you, Sharon.
Mhm.
Good night, everybody.
Good
There's
night.
Barbara. Good night,
Gute
Barbara.
Nacht.
Gute Nacht. Erev Tov. Good night.